tantalizing mix. Stand by.
I've discovered a bobhead from the future. Do you see it, Fidd? This was given to me by someone who assured me they were from the future, and it is indeed the severed skull of Bob Dobbs.
My second favorite part of that is the invisible pipe. Very happy.
It's futuristic, dude. In the future, you don't just have like a regular wood fucking pipe. It's fucking invisible, so people don't know you. It's none of their business if you're smoking or not in the future. You just go about.
Illegal in the future.
So you got to camouflage it with invisible pipe, and then cloud the smoke as vape juice. These things are obvious if you've studied the arts like you and I have been, the mystic arts.
Not yet, Peas. Wednesday.
I'm excited for you, dude.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit excited.
And then you know what? And here's the thing. You're gonna be excited, and then you're gonna go, and you're gonna go like, I don't know if I want to do this. But then you gotta go again. But you get it like they'll give you a nice dinner of some old food they've had in the refrigerator for like 4 months. It might be good though, dude. It's Florida. All the old rich fuckers go to Florida. It might be awesome. It could be fucking great. You don't know. I was in a New Hampshire lodge.
Yeah, it's probably way better down here.
I would think so, yeah.
I got some classical from Maryland, you know?
But the thing about it is, in New Hampshire, eventually all the good brothers that you like and have money and shit, they retire and they go live in Florida, and they're probably in those lodges. So you're getting the cream of the Masonic fucking crop.
I got this lighter.
You're gonna find that a lot of them have very conservative politics. But if you look around, you'll see a couple of guys like being quiet, and you'll know those are your brothers. You'll be like, those are the guys who think that you should smoke pot on the subway and it's cool. You'll see. It's all the different kinds of peoples are there. Maybe.
Shouldn't not smoke pot on the subway.
Well, Fox says he's doing a Let's Go Brandon show, so there probably won't be a lot for us to do.
Well, why not? Cover from leukemia.
Did you hear that House of Slack's gonna be exclusively on Spotify now? That's like a topical. That's a topical, edgy type of humor I'm going to inject in the show tonight.
And then Joe Rogan said, it's either Stang or me.
Yep. Well, Joe Rogan said he said he was sorry. Yeah, he said he was sorry today. I'm sorry. I was just trying to do Fear Factor without the food. Because, Fear Factor, I don't think it was fair to make people eat gross things. That's not really involving a fear. That's like their survival mechanism. Don't eat fucking cow dip.
Yeah, it's really a horror factor.
Yeah.
Horror factor. Yeah.
Here on the Dr. Fox cam.
Wasn't Joe Rogan on Who's the Boss?
Hear the Dr. Fox microphone.
There we go. Keep going.
Okay, we're talking until I'm talking about.
I think that was
yeah, coming out now, Bob. Come
Anthony.
back now, Bob.
Anthony
We're talking on
Danza.
this microphone.
Wasn't he some radio station's like maintenance bitch?
Anthony Danzig.
That's just his microphone?
From Kids in the Hall. Isn't that how he started out? He was like the janitor. Bill Hartman was on this show. Dan Foley. Influenza.
Phil Harton.
Yeah, Phil Hartman. He liked those crazy cocaine field-driven women. Much like you, Fidd. Be careful. They'll get you.
I don't trust myself anymore. My number one turn-off in a woman is I'm attracted to them.
Yeah, that's gotta be a warning sign, right?
Yep, no, it's a huge red flag.
Huge red flag. And what's worse, dude, the second big red flag is if the chick is attracted to you. Right off the bat, you know, oh, fuck.
If she talks to me, that's when I break out the pepper spray.
Yeah,
Be
get
gone,
the fuck
woman.
away from me.
Not again.
You
not
have
this
to
time.
be crazy.
You know, fuck me once, shame on me. Fuck me twice, shame me.
Shame on me.
Fuck me three times.
Shame on me.
No more. I'm not gonna fall for it.
I wouldn't either.
I'm fairly seasoned now in my life. You know, I've fought for it about a dozen times, and I have finally learned my lesson. Shame on you.
It's like that salt that they put on the burger fries at Red Robin. You know, it's really good, right? It's good, it's tasty, but you can't have French fries like that every day. That'd kill you.
Yeah, only when you're drunk.
Stand by.
Good warm up, kid. Good Red Robin French fry.
I'm gonna subscribe to the Patreon so I can hear all the pre-shows. It's the best part. I really blow my load at about 9:57.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I said all my funny shit.
Yes, it is, Dr. Fox, but I have a backup. Also, I looked for your key to the P.O. box and I didn't find it.
Fidd Chewley. So handsome. And that shirt is fucking beautiful.
Your shirt is beautiful.
No, dude.
My shirt's okay, but it's not more candle than your shirt.
I got really funny. Cosmet gave it to you. What level of Patreon you gotta be in this pre-show part?
I think it to be the Golden Hemorrhoid level of Patreon.
Oh, that's a good level. You don't want to languish at a level, though. You know, if you're at one level, you should strive to be a different level. I feel like you get less silly putty than you used to.
Broadcasting live from Sub-Basement 27, deep in the heart of the hypercore of the Hypercube Studios, in the future capital of America's California, Orlando, Florida. This is time for the show. TFTS Relay 188. This is Dr. Fox, bringing you all of the happy-go-lucky merry-goings-on in our annual State of the Cube address. Any number will work. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I bouncing up there? Am I coming up? It looks like it's coming up down here. I can't hear myself with the monitors tonight, so I don't even know what's going on. We just got here. I don't want to do this show, but we got to do this show because we missed last week's. And why did we miss last week's? Because one guy, he was kind of CPs and bankies, and the other guy, well, he really doesn't fucking work here anymore. So let's go over to the Hypercom and bring them in where you can enjoy too. At timefortheshow.com, click the Discord button. Here are our most handsome and I don't know what the other one is. Like here's like our most handsome, a regular contributor, and Peas is here too. Hi, Peas! Woo! We made it, and
Hi,
Fidd Chewley
kids.
also on the comm.
It's so exciting because I'm here with my good friends, Dr. Argus,
Whichever one.
Dr. Argus Fox, and
Hi.
Fidd Chewley. And I want you to know something. Fidd Chewley and I were so excited to do the show today that we wore the same shirt, like an old-time Supremes or OJ and the Hostiles doo-wop band, you know, where everybody was dressed up in the same kind of tuxedo, but we're kind of grunge, so we did flannel shirts. Fox, what an exciting show. You're going to tell us all about the state of the cube?
That is right. This is going to be
the Hypercube, and what's going on past year, and what might happen in the future tense, and all of those kind of things, and Fidd Chewley's on the show.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we should just disconnect now, everybody. Thanks for coming in. So why beat around my bush any longer? Let's go to my favorite part of the show. This is Cube News, where all the news is fit to cube. And yeah, we are. I said earlier today, 4th annual, because I believe I started doing these when I was doing Time for the Show. I don't know if it was even here for that. So I don't know. We'll call it the 4th because the president can. So why can't I? Aren't I as good as the president? Fidd?
No. I would say
I'm as good as the president?
No.
You think he's better than me or something like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely I do.
Well,
Any of them.
I got a scientific poll for them to look at.
Any of them.
Is it Monday morning cancer yet? I'm gonna light up my my crystallized Franklin here. Fragmented urethras, and I'm glad you guys are here because I'm going to go over a couple of things that sometimes people ask me about. A lot of the time they don't. People don't usually ask me anything other than when are we playing Garfield Kart again? And so let's just dive into it. Hypercube this year is 10 years old. I started Hypercube Laboratories back in 2012, and I've made it this far. Woo! And I'm very thankful for everybody that has been that has joined over the past couple of years, and we are now in year 4 of Time for the Show. Tonight is episode 188. So happy 14th season, everybody, for episode 188. That's what the 1 stands for. It stands for 14. That's the only joke I could come up with earlier today. And as we've been doing this, we do the Patreon shout-outs every week, and we thank people that put their money where their mouths don't even need to be. Did you know if you give money to Hypercube, you don't have to do fucking anything? Just complete freedom after that. So, loosen that piano wire around your brainstem just a smidge, and support independent farce on the internet, where I pay a monthly fee for using that service. Fidd Chewley and I, back when we started Time for the Show, way before Peas was ever involved, when we dreamt up the idea of having a Patreon, the most we ever thought that we'd get would be $5 or $10 that we would just cash in for beer and ciggies. Time for the Show started out as a couple of punks broadcasting out of a closet, and when we did like the first episodes, we were on like Radio Shack microphones plugged into like Tarzan's radio station, and then hijacking that into the computers that go up. And we only did that because Fidd talked to Dr. Ellis and got us a spot on freethinkradio.com. Give him a horn toot for that. Yeah, there you go. We didn't do the show last week because we're all sick and tired of everything. And there's a lot starts, I had to start going through the budget and going over how much it really costs to run Hypercube through the year. And so I actually broke
this will be
down.
funny.
So I'm gonna tell you what we spend the money on. Look at that, and you're gonna learn a lot. I'm gonna justify this. You know, this is something I don't think I've done on the show, is ever justified anything. Before I get into that, this is something I meant to bring up, and it's kind of interesting that I said something about me and Fidd when we started this 4 years ago. We actually started Time for the Show with a different Peas. Peas wasn't even, he didn't even want to be part of Time for the Show. He was telling us it was just a big waste of time and nobody will ever commit to showing up on a Monday to, you know, pretend to play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet with microphones and horrible jokes. But we do roll the dice on everything here, don't we? Yeah! Give me a 2 for that one. Dungeons and Dragons joke. So before I get into this, Peas and Fidd and a lot of people in the Hypercom community, they know where I'm coming from with this. And, you know, I joke and pick at certain sub-geniuses all the time. I mean, I can't help it. I love to talk shit about people, especially people that I don't really get along with. And that's how Time for the Show started, because we had somebody that decided that, you know, Time for the Show wasn't going to work for them.
His sister passed away.
They left immediately.
His sister passed away.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything like that, you know, because that's somebody else's business to announce. But I know when I'm in Hypercom, I can't help but just, you know, bust a nut on other sub-geniuses, especially ones that rustle my jimmies. But over the past week, seldomly infrequent to never regular contributor to the show, Danny Shoggoff. And you know, you heard me bring this up a couple of times here. All I want to say is there's some really horrible things that happen in life, and things that you shouldn't really have to prepare for, and I don't know exactly all, and I haven't personally reached out to Reverend Dr. Shoggoff because I don't know what's going on entirely, and I don't want to bother him right now. And as much as there are times where I would like to squeeze his precious, semi-handsome face through a meat grinder, what I heard has happened in this past week is a lot like having your face put through a meat grinder. And I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. And I might take some time and reach over there. But if you're in the sub-genius circles and you know Dr. Shoggoff, yeah, you don't have to say anything for me. But it's probably a good time where you just give a guy a pat on the back. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. I have nothing that I want to joke about with what I've heard that's going on. I don't have any snarky, mean remarks. I can't imagine going through something like that. Shoggoth to let you know that even when we're don't thinking, sometimes you still pop into our heads. So we'll just take a moment right there, and let's all just send a little positive sub-ether vibe to Dr. Shoggoth this week. We'll just take a moment. If it wasn't for Shoggoth, the way the show is now, it wouldn't have happened. And a lot of dramatic elements that were put in. I remember saying that I was going to keep doing time for the show to just to spite him. And here we are at episode 188. Within the first couple of months of doing time for the show, people were more than willing to throw us a couple of bucks to help us just, the fact that we were able to go buy a pack of cigarettes meant that we actually had $5 to $10 to go start putting towards equipment. And the Patreon has grown over the past couple of years. And I don't use that money for beer and cigarettes anymore. Hypercube has been established. We have like a legal entity presence and stuff like that. There's the workspace and the overhead of producing time for the show. And so right now, on our Patreon, after all of our fees and taxes, we're receiving just under $190 a month. And every single penny is used every month. And tomorrow's the 1st, so I can get into that in a minute. I've got that over here. This is what we break down Hypercube with. Out of that money, we drop $13 a month in Discord Nitro. Now, some people say it's for the better audio quality, which why did we ever bother with that? And a couple of moderation tools and some advertising clickies and things like that. But Discord has been the home of the Hypercom since we started, and we use those funds to maintain the Hypercube status with Discord on Nitro, as well as the affiliate network Dobscord, which is a non-Hypercube related Hypercube project where subgeniuses are able to go and say horrible things to each other after posting a picture of their address in a public forum. So a thing that we use with the Discord is playing video games, and I've turned that around, and about a year and a half ago, 2 years now, we started the Minecraft servers. Happy episode 188, and we actually have 3 servers up, and that we charge $19.75 right there for our 3 servers, which includes Bastard Bastion, which is our open GFYKYS server, which you can access if you have Java Minecraft at bastard.hypercubego.com. Look who learned how to forward, with DNS rules a couple weeks ago. Hooray! And then our private community server, Hypercube Worldland. And a couple weeks ago, we've stretched out and now have the Minecraft servers for the Bedrock console and phone, which is, what do we call it? The Wibble Dome, because it's connected to the Piddly Wibbles account. And so if you want to join the Wibble Dome, you just send Piddly Wibbles a friend request through your desired Minecraft pornography adapter. Then we have, Peas, what's your favorite Minecraft?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. The next one comes straight through for communications, which is Skype. What's your favorite Skype?
Zoom. I like that Zoom.
It's a good. Yeah, well, we don't do that one. We don't do that. But we do maintain the phone number, which I believe is 321-CUBE-888. The fact that I was able to secure that number, I'm trying to keep that number forever, and so we have to pay for that. So there's There's the number on the back of the Journeyman pamphlets. And so we have actual working phone numbers that go to different things that I never check. And we drop $7 a month on that. And to remind me to check on those things, we pay a subscription to If This Then That for $2 a month. Then, of course, where we get all of our delightful mail, which I actually got an email that there's mail at the P.O. Box, and I didn't go get it because it's me. So I need to go to that, but our P.O. Box costs us $14 a month, and that's up. It's gone up every year, and they keep pushing us on that. So help make the most out of that, and write Fidd Chewley your haphazardly magazine collage lettered death threats to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. I love that zip code. It's just 3 cubed divided by 3 divided by 3 again. Come on.
How come you look just like two spinning dots tonight? Is that like a new effect? Did the Patreons pay for that too?
I don't know what you're talking about. So
Keep cutting in and out.
yeah, just in and out.
Yeah, y'all's video.
Because we put because Aster 6 and I woke up
that
10 minutes
Nitro?
before sound check and hooked up the entire studio. Because we disassembled
Oh, good job,
everything
then.
here. We disassembled everything here so we could have a birthday party with Fidd Chewley, and we're still paying for that. Like I'm still.
Did you give
dying.
him birthday toast? Did you give birthday
That's
toast?
all we ate that night was birthday toast.
Nice.
We were able to do that. Our hosting, so Hypercube Go, fuckyourself.com, timefortheshow.com, drfox.com, subgeniuses.com, and the hosting for all of those domains runs us about $22 a month. So with the URLs and everything, that's about $80. And I love the 80 because it makes me think of Reverend 80. So that ties into my next favorite part of this bit. So we've got $108, $110 left to spend. So normally it's like, well, hell yeah, it's time to roll out to Havana, right? Time to get a couple of stoogies, light it up, Subgenius style. Now that's slack. Having people that you never met or barely know willing to chuck a penny at you every week.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah, and like the good ones are on the Patreon.com/Hypercube.
At the mixers. Me and Fidd Chewley have been to a couple of mixers and met with the Patreons, right? Remember Fidd Chewley when we were at the mixer and we met some of the Patreons? And you were like, wow, Peas, these Patreons are really kind of cool. And I think I like mixers. Remember, Fidd?
You know, the Hypercube is such a tight community that the mixers are always great. Because you've always
Love the mixers.
you've always got your lack of thought in common with the next thoughtless drone that you meet.
There, Peas, can you see my beautiful face now? Can you compare yourself
Yeah,
to
now
me?
it's now. I just
went
want
over
to
and
make
fixed the
sure that
video
people are
phone.
getting
We
their
paid for
money's
that.
worth and
That's
seeing your
$13
beautiful
a month,
vistage.
Peas.
Just for that screen right there.
But we were able to do something pretty cool because we got.
This is a lot what the Mason beans are like, Fidd. They're almost.
They're not fun. They're not funny. They're boring. They're
Wait a
stupid.
second.
We don't.
What's wrong with Bob's eye?
Which?
Oh.
This
Where?
This is the Bob from the future. I had. No. See, what happened was it came from the future and gave me this vestige of the future Bob, which shows that we've eventually captured and killed Bob and made him pay for his sins.
You know, I can come back to these. Fidd, you and I have like a history with this Dobbs head. This is the Dobbs head I printed out for my second X day. So I forget what year that, but this guy is like 10 years old and has traveled across the country with me. And Fidd Chewley used one of the mobile proselytization units that Dr. Cosmac built for us for directly harassing Bible
Cosmac
thumpers.
Commandos!
This is, and Fidd, maybe you can attest to this, because I believe using Hypercube psychacoustics and sub-ether programming, we actually have a divine talisman here. This is an icon. This is an icon. And I think we have the, and I think this, I don't believe it, I think this, that we are actually able to summon
You did
the
what?
spirit of
You
J.R.
did
Bob
what?
Dobbs with this talisman.
And not to reveal too much, but a lot of it has to do with the actual face of Bob is a paper-thin layer that's on top of corrugated cardboard. So that paper-thin layer, through the temperature cycling, has very slightly warped and bended in a chaotic way that the candlelight shines off of in a certain manner that you cannot derive those faces without those the interaction between the candlelight and those deformities is it's like a spaghetti. It's like a spaghetti.
It's a etch a spaghetti. Etch a spaghetti.
Those who have been to the Hypercube and have observed that particular Dobbs head know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not sure how.
It made me want tacos.
Well, I think that's just the Utah air, Peas. It lives out there. Reverend 80's seen it. Cosmac's seen it. And that ties back into what I was saying. Thanks to this head, about 2 years ago now, we opened the Hypercube satellite office around the corner, and we actually have a separate place where we work on that. Where both Aster 6 and I work on things for Hypercube and our own projects. And surprise, surprise, the rent on that place goes up every year as well. And we use the other remaining portion of the Patreon to offset the rent over there. So even with everything that's bled, every stone that's squeezed, every kidney that is, what do you do with a kidney?
Puree. Pate.
Is it French?
You get stoned.
Yeah.
Hey, Peas, you know what the hardest part about French cooking is? Learning to do it with both your arms in the air.
Dialysis.
So Reverend 80 threw me an idea, and we use that shop to make things. And this is actually the newest version of Hypercube Don't Think T-shirts. Check these out. They're our new plastisol-based ink. I made these. You know, I bought the Korean
color was it
Filipino
before?
children
Wrong camera,
and
Fox.
sewed these shirts together. And I bought the pants.
We're on the one to your right. There we go.
And
What color were they before you did it?
so this one, because 80 actually told me that he likes the idea of the small logo up here and the big Don't Think on the back. So this one's going to Reverend 80. And the Patreon funds from this month are going towards the shipping and handling of some of these Don't Think T-shirts that I made. I showed a few of them a few weeks ago. And
seems
I've got a
nice.
batch going
That
out
seems
to
nice.
Chownautics R&D with Agnes Beef and Subject T Change, and they're gonna do some experimenting on some of these fantastic
I like them. They're
psychosis
nice.
textiles.
I like them. I like Agnes better though.
Yeah, I mean, come
Hey,
on.
Hey, Fox, can we get a nice tight shot of that shirt? Because we're on the camera that's to your right.
Oh, that's good off-stage directing.
Oh, yeah, you get
Way to keep
closer
the show
there.
flow.
Get closer. Get it right up in there. No, you're way far away from the... I don't know what camera you think you're on.
He's on the right camera.
Well, in my camera, I see all 4 cameras, Fidd Chewley.
What are you, Neo? You can see all of the cameras?
I can see them all.
I hate
They all
the
look like
cameras.
Chinese restaurant menus.
No, John. Here are the cameras.
There's-
John was a camera.
John was a camera.
And John was a Discord meme.
Hey, should you be concerned if your receipt says no chargebacks, no refunds? Should
No,
that
that's
be a
our
red
motto.
flag?
Yeah. Well, welcome to Hypercube. No rain checks. You can't sign rain. How can you sign rain? You can't do block or cursive. We get support from like Fidd and Triology soaps available at packslack.com.
He's a CIA. He's
And
a fucking
check this
government
guy out. We actually
agent.
got some
That
of
government.
these in. There we go. And our fantastic Ferg Friday shirt. So I've got a stack of these
Yeah.
that I'm sending out to Ferg. And so I had to do some calculations.
The
And
DEA is buying a lot of those shirts, I heard. I heard the DEA buys a lot
on
of
the
those shirts.
Patreon last year. If you've been on the Patreon for at least 1 year at the $10 oxtail and vodka level, can I get an amen for
It's
oxtail?
the best
and
level.
vodka?
God damn, that's a good level.
If you were at the $10 level for at least the past year, you're gonna get a free.
What is the-
a free? You get it? Yeah, you give me money and I give you stuff for free. You will get a
Wait a
Don't
minute.
Think T-shirt.
Wait a minute.
So,
What show is the oxtails and vodka bit on? Because there's actually an
44,
oxtails
I
and
think.
fucking
Oh,
vodka
man, that was so
story that
early.
goes with that Patreon level. And if you're a true believer, as they say in Marvel Comics, if you're a true time for the show believer, then you know that oxtails and vodka references a very funny anecdote told by your heroes Argus Fox, Fidd Chewley, and the Peas. As you'll find many of our Patreon levels reference those way funny nostalgic bits that we all reminisce about to this day. Wouldn't you
They can
agree,
get the
Dr.
greatest
Fox?
hits. They can get the greatest time for the show hits if they subscribe, and it will be. They will be able to dig it out of there.
Yeah.
And then they can finally be up to speed and be one of the cool kids in the Hypercube because they know all the inside jokes.
Yeah, and you
You
get a
gotta
different color
subscribe.
username.
It's a badge
Yeah.
for you. You get the joke.
Get your badges.
Kids, just so you know, amphetamines and all forms of speed do help with any enjoyment of time for the show. That's for sure.
Except
That's
for
just
making
science.
it go by faster.
As long as
Time to actually last longer on drugs.
the show will always be better as long as the substance that you're listening to it on is illegal.
Or Free Think Radio.
As soon as they legalize it, you're gonna have to move on to something harder. But the show will be just as funny, I promise you.
If not more. So yeah, that's
I think this show's best enjoyed with heroin.
So we'll get we'll do our Patreon shout outs at the end of the episode, but that is my favorite part of the breakdown. So let's head to the next part of this bit. And that is boy howdy, and you'll probably need to pull up your list over there, Aster 6. Because we got stuff in the works. So right now, I'm exhausted. I'm tired, and I'm trying to put together some cool stuff that we're collaborating with other sub-geniuses on. I'm excited to say that something is happening. If you've been listening to Time for the Show for any period of time, God bless you. And Peas is sorry. But you would know that we hosted X Day last year, and we hosted pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, the last hurrah, because we don't have a place to do X Day this year. So we're looking at things to do that, we put that kind of money in last year, and we have figured out something really cool to do, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen so much that it's begun. It has already started. But this announcement is this is a premature. No, it's not a premature announcement. It's a bit of a but this is the allusion to the future announcement we will make. So this is the announcement of the announcement, and we are going to make that announcement on the April 11th episode of Time for the Show that we will be filming here in the studio with our good friends Rubik's Cube. And they're coming to town, and some hypercubists are involved in that. So let's if you do the video one, that should show up. Yeah, go to the video feed over there.
Yeah.
And that will be, there we go. We were trying to get a PowerPoint going, but David Byrne locked me out with his serial key again, so whatever. So Rubik's Cube and longtime Hypercube antagonists, TTN, will be, TTN is headed up to Rubik's Cube's neck of the woods, the dick neck of the woods. And you can catch him on, what's the date on that show, Aster 6?
This is going
Into the mic, please. Into the microphone that's on this week.
I gotta read it. The microphone's way the fuck over here. But yeah, that's gonna be Saturday, March 12th. That's gonna be on the Cube HQ, the farm.
Yeah, the farm up in I think it's like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh, Bethlehem. Yeah.
Birthplace of our Lord and Savior George Washington. So that's happening. So always check out TTN. They just dropped a new album on New Year's Day that you can listen to at officialttn.net, which I'm paid for. And and they'll be with Rubik's Cube. And then they have another show coming up, correct?
The next show, their next to be had, is going to be. I can't even read this poster. Hold on. February 5th in...
That's tomorrow. Wow. So yeah, we have a show this week featuring Rubik's Cube, and where is that one at? It's a mystery location. So yeah, if you're social media savvy, go find Rubik's Cube on
Sign look was fucking hand painted. It's really pretty, but it's hard to read.
Well, yeah, that's art for you. That's the real message, But after that, they've got more shows coming, and Rubik's Cube is going to be here in Orlando, and I can announce this part now. We will be shooting a music video with Rubik's Cube at Hypercube Subgenius longtime supporter, Uncle Lou's. Can I get one for Uncle Lou's, please? I mean this. Uncle Lou, if it wasn't for him, there probably never would have been a Dr. Fox show. There would have been.
He is the protozoan petri dish of all future projects.
Of the culture of Orlando.
Oh my God, that's a culture. Yeah,
And Uncle Lou's Tavern is definitely the petri dish.
Just watch out for that gingivitis.
So we'll be there. Can we go back to the cameras, please? And it's all good. So they'll be there April 9th, and they'll be doing a little tour on their way down. They'll be in South Carolina on Friday the 8th, and they will be in Orlando on the 9th at Uncle Lou's. And we're gonna get there early enough, and they will be playing a show. And also fellow friends of the show, Baby Adam, will be opening. And because we're shooting a music video and we want as many people into the shot, if you make it to the music video, you get to see the concert for free. So it'll be $3 at the door later that evening, but if you show up just to be in the video, we'll let you see the concert for free. And of course, Hypercube Journeyman will get into the show for absolutely nothing, no matter what time they show up. And then you can help with cleanup. So join us, by all means, April 9th at Uncle Lou's here in Orlando in the Arts District. Oh man, that's good stuff. So what else do we have on there? So that's Rubik's Cube. Shout out to them. We use them for the interstitials and the intermissions. And then we had and then we have a couple of things that we've started up within the past couple of weeks that feature on the YouTube channel. And that would be the DocBox Now and Thens, which there aren't enough of to warrant even a playlist yet. But me making notes to myself to try and commit these things to my memory without thinking. So I do have a stream of consciousness video blog that's they're just now and thens. They're DocBox Now and Thens, as well as now for entering its first full year of Dr. Fox's Bad at Vidya. Before we were paying for the storage unit, we could buy video games with the Patreon money. Not so much anymore, but yeah, we have live streams. We're trying to do 2 a week, and right now we're doing Minecraft, and we'll probably do more multiplayer games and different stuff like that. And oh, great, good job, Aster 6. That is footage of the last game that we played with several hypercubists. And so we do that Wednesdays and Thursdays. So if you have Java Edition Minecraft and you want to play, we do a meetup here in the Hypercom at 9:30 on Wednesdays, and on Thursdays we go into Minecraft Realms. And a couple of people have thrown in other ideas for games to play that we will be live streaming or recording at least. And we're like Worms and Extreme Solitaire and my favorite, the Blue Screen of Death emulator. That one seems to run quite often here. Fidd, what are some other video games that the kids might like us to play? You got an idea for something that I could stream this week?
Well, yeah, for those of you who love Minecraft but were banned for posting right-wing ideologies in the group chat, you're going to love Minecraft.
Available from Microsoft, $29.99.
That was the end of that joke.
It's one of those nights, right? This is simultaneously the best and worst episode of Time for the Show. Absolutely.
I can tell you why. One thing that makes it a great episode of Time for the Show, something that hasn't happened in a long time, I threw up less than an hour before the show. Now,
wow.
Why did I do that? Because I was I was intaking FRAP without the use of a protective OSHA mandated screen.
Oh, you weren't using your safety. Your PPE.
And then I got what is colloquially known as a screaming eagle that landed right on my urethra. And ladies, I have a big urethra. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, landed right on the urethra. I started coughing, and I coughed so much. But, oh yeah, no. Ask any lady in the former Spanish Empire, and maybe even some of the guys.
It's true.
I've got a huge urethra. Okay, but it landed right on there. I started coughing, and it was like a big chunk. So I coughed. It engaged my gag reflex. I vomited, and I did that right before the show. So now I'm coming in with clean stomach, clean mind. I've actually never felt better.
Well, I've heard,
Fidd,
I've heard that you're considering transitioning and becoming the world's greatest woman bowler.
Yeah, I've been looking at women's athletic world records that I could break.
No, but which ones you could like? That's what I've been doing too. It's a big part of my life
One of
now.
them. Curling is another I've been looking at.
I'm just trying to think of what women's sports I could excel at and then go out and do.
Well, World Pog Women Champion has like 72 less pogs than the World Man Pog Champion. So
I'm thinking miniature golf.
trying to work out a deal with the POG people that they can pay for my transition surgery, and I can get them some press they've been thirsty for a while. It's just a natural business solution.
It's lucky your name will work
like a
both ways.
dissolution. Or a disillusion. You're not
What was
part of
the
the
question?
problem, you're part of the precipitate.
I can't remember what Fox asked me. I'm talking about transgender POG controversy.
That's my plot. That's my plan. I trapped you in it.
Well, we've definitely been covering those. Boys, let's get ready. Let's get ready for proving grounds, because this is gonna. We are. Oh yeah.
I'm ready.
We talked about this, and we're like, yeah, there's no reason to. Like even at the beginning of the show, there's no reason to. But exactly what Peas and Fidd were just joking about has been a topic that we've touched on a couple of times, especially when we picked up the Chris Chan episodes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And wouldn't you know it, I once again get labeled homophobic. And that's just,
I can see that.
that's that's easy. I mean, we all know that
Makes sense.
we know that Peas is a racist. And we know that Peas is transphobic.
Very
but
fast.
he comes from a
Very
different time.
I like Harry Potter.
But I found out something really interesting just yesterday. Did you know that black people can't be racist? Right?
I've heard of that.
It's true.
It's absolutely true. It's impossible. They can't do it. In fact, anybody that's not white can't be racist. Like that's
Whoopi
the rule.
Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg said today, if you think about it, she's like, hey, that whole thing with the Jews and the Germans was just two groups of white people not liking each other. It's not racism.
But
So-
it's funny,
so
it's
that
funny
makes sense.
It ties into it, because I'm kind of glad that we did have a little moment of anti-noise
Whoopi's
earlier.
woke.
Yeah.
Because
Before we finish
because
doing
I
that,
not only am I a racist and a bigot, but I'm a fence sitter, because I toe the line of the right and I toe the line of the left, because I find reasons to hate all of them.
Right.
And I try
Because
to
there's
stick
lava on each
in
side.
this stupid book, like right here, like in this book, where it shows you that you're supposed to stay in the middle of the lane. Like that's the whole idea. So
Is that the book with the Nazi cats?
Yes. Yes, it is.
there were Nazis in Orlando this week, and they didn't even fucking call me. So take that,
It does-
internet.
Need to be said that
About that
being
next
accused
time,
of
that the
homophobia.
the hyper fascists, the cube lickers, we didn't even get invited to come out and protest with the Nazis this weekend, and that stings, you know. So
Because they have a good buffet. They got sweet tea and barbecue in the green room.
last year, actually, I think it might have been before last year, I said, okay, I'll bite. I'm a
Be a Nazi.
racist, and I admitted that. And I said it's
Did
nothing.
you try your best?
It's
Did
nothing
you try your
I'm
best?
proud about. It's nothing that I think helps me in life. But I have a lot of ingrained feelings, and I think the word xenophobic works a lot more, because I'm always worried about stepping on somebody's toes. But the way I see it is that I see a person, and I see what color their skin might happen to be. And it's not that I form a prejudice against those people. It's that I've been told this entire time that I'm supposed to identify you by your skin color, which doesn't matter, and to give you space and room because my ancestors did horrible, crappy things to you. So I have to pay for that. So tonight, as we get ready to close out the show, I'm going to double down. And I'm going to say something that, in my opinion, I don't believe there's no reason to say it to my friends, my family, because it's none of your fucking business. But wouldn't you know it, just a couple of weeks ago, I was told that thanks to certain sub-geniuses who are definitely not towing the line and receiving plentiful blowjobs from those bitches in the trans community, because they're women, right? And women are bitches, according to this person. That they can say, they told me, we can say fag again. And I said, what do you mean we? So, here you go. I am going to do. Oh my God! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Where are we going?
So I'm gonna double down. So not only am I a self-admitted racist who's working on it, I'm gonna jump off the fence. Because if you're in that community, then I guess you can't be prejudiced. Relationships in the physical and spiritual kind and sexual kind with both men and women, and probably some people in between. And so now that I'm out publicly, I am now voluntarily identifying without bullshitting that I am a member of the LGBTQA plus 3D PDFEXE community.
Well, don't forget the R, because I think you said that you were a racist bisexual.
Yeah, which I gotta say.
How come you never... Wait a minute!
I'm a shower, not a grower. You know what I'm saying?
Am I not pretty? Why didn't you ever hit on me? I'm pretty.
You're very handsome, Peas.
I've called you handsome for 10 years now, Peas.
Yeah, but still, I feel slighted. This is some bullshit.
So the next person who calls me a homophobe or a bigot is a fucking liar. And you can tell them I sent you. Let's go to my favorite part of the show. This is Proving Grounds, where we go through this week's weirdest headlines and try to come up with something stupid to say as quickly as possible. Aster 6 on the sticks is going to read off a couple of headlines, and we're going to get ready to start wrapping up the show here, because we're already going into triple overtime here. Aster 6, the first headline, please.
All right, tonight we've got Dolly Parton thinks Taco Bell should bring back Mexican pizza.
She found out the Mexican or the Dominican pizza didn't work as hard.
I was going with because they're the exact same shape as her bra pads. Bring back the green onions, Taco Bell, you bastards.
Bastages.
Can only stop eating Mexican pizza when they took the green onions off. Just no, come on.
Oh.
The chili cheese burrito, come on. I'm already committing to shitting myself. Let's just make it spicy. All right.
Connecticut officials say homeowner using flamethrower to melt snow set his house on fire.
He was burning down the house.
It's not funny. These children died in that.
I couldn't remember talking heads.
Except for the fact that Santa brought a lump of coal.
No.
What's the name of the lead singer from Talking Heads? What's the lead singer of Talking Heads?
David
I know
Byrne!
that guy
Yeah.
brought it up earlier because he stole my PowerPoint
David
series.
Burns feels chagrin.
That's an art joke right there. If you don't get that, fuck you.
Art
That's
school.
a serious art joke right there. David Byrne in PowerPoint. If you don't know it, fucking Google it. Like seriously, just stop listening to the show right now. Just stop. Stop. Next headline.
Wait.
please.
Archaeologists unearth a 4,000-year-old board game in Oman.
Kamachaka had no armies on it. Mediocre list players at best.
Is that a civilization joke?
Oh man, I just had it too. Parker Brothers sues Aztecs over monopoly rights. That's what I was worried
Yeah, no,
about.
that's good.
They didn't come on. The most fun board game in the world definitely came out 100 years ago, not 4,000, right?
That was, I believe, Mein Kampf.
Every Wednesday at 10 in Hypercube.
Open source vaccines got a major funding boost from Tito's Vodka.
Tito says, I like vaccines.
Yo quiero vaccination. Yo quiero blood clot. I don't know. I can't say it. Oh no, we put the warning on at the beginning of the show. I can say that.
Yeah, we're
It's
comedy.
It's just comedy.
Comedy.
What was the headline?
Open source vaccines get funding from Tito's Vodka.
Most heated episode of Joe Rogan with Elon Musk yet. Open source and vaccines. That's all I got. That's all I got. Anybody else?
All right, any more? Okay. Pastor Mike Todd apologizes for rubbing spit on churchgoer's face.
I don't know how that rag got filled with spit.
Ooh.
With the spitting rag, son. Which brings me to my favorite
Must
part,
have
which is
got my
Reverend
rags
Katie's
mixed
clean
up.
joke of the week. Why did the sperm? Thank you. Why did the sperm cross the road? Because Fidd wore socks that day. Okay. Next headline. Thank you, Reverend 80, for reading that joke from a book from 100 years ago.
It's a good joke.
Walt Disney wrote that joke.
This is true.
Tell that one to your kids.
The National Weather Service has warned Florida residents that frozen iguanas may fall from trees.
Bar open from 10 to 9.
Tequila!
Daiquiri days.
Let's see here. A turtle was recovered after a high-speed chase in South Australia.
OJ thought he had the real killer this time.
Oh, you get the lot.
Yeah, that's the turkey prize for the week. Yeah. Oh, man. So let me see here. It's a bunch of shit this week, man. I'm my other favorite part of the show. This is my favorite part of the show where we thank everybody weekly. Thanks to everybody that signs up on patreon.com/hypercube or forwards us stuff to the P.O. Box or sends stuff to paypal.me/DocFox. If you can't spell it, I guess I don't earn your money anyway, or deserve it. But special thanks this week to Reverend Red Kinzer, Reverend Loch Ness, Subject T Change and Agnes Beef, Robert South, Michael Marcus, Dr. Trenchy, Agent Lloyd, and I'm a Subgenius, or no, sorry, it's Jen. Sorry, they both start with I's. Negative at Night, and that's Reverend Negative and Katana 007. Long Dead, Scowpod, who we steal the art and use for the scroller for the load-ins. Hazel of the Windmills, who I stole her music and used that as the play-in music for the load-ins. Couch Sloth, Caller 23, a serious major contributor and backbone to Time for the Show. Blame him. Reverend 80 and I'm a Subgenius. And then there's more. Look at that. There's still more. Dr. Cosmac and Apostasy X Fenord. Thank you, everybody, for pitching in. And, tonight's show, while definitely not funny in the least, so I guess we're on par, right? That's why I wanted to go over how the money is spent and what's coming on and what's doing it. Because I put in what I have available, and it's been kind of sparse for the last 2 years because I've been at home with a baby, and I'm making money going and making these T-shirts and everything. So yes, everybody that was at the $10 level for all of last year, you will get a free Don't Think T-shirt. And surprise, that Patreon money that's coming in tomorrow is going straight back out to postage to get that out to you. Special thanks to Lord Ferg and Triology Soaps, Dr. Ellis and Martha Artha over at Free Think Radio. 4 years of this, and easily another, week or so to go. And Rubik's Cube for pitching in, and TTN for all the help that we did, and thank you to Peas and Fidd for. Fidd fucking quit, so Peas has actually done more shows than Fidd now. But if it wasn't for you two guys, and I mean this, when Fidd did leave, if Peas didn't stick around, I probably would have quit. And it's great to have Fidd coming back in a little bit more these days, and I really want to thank you two, because you know the stuff I didn't talk about tonight. There's stuff coming up this year that's really exciting, and we're able to do it. I'm able to do it not just because of the Patreons and the supporters, the fans out there. You two have been an integral part to this entire project. From Fidd, you reaching out to Dr. Ellis, and Peas, you picking up after our other co-hosts decided that this was too much for them. And it's been rough. We've all had words with each other. There's times where we've been at each other's throats, which is really uncomfortable and super gay, which that means I liked it. So with nothing else, Peas, it's my favorite time of the show. And this is where you apologize. Take it away, Reverend Peas.
Sorry. Have a nice week.
Well, he did say he was sorry.
He said, yeah,
So-
it's on tape. It's done. Fidd, you got any words for the kids before we take off this week?
Wow, more than I can squeeze into the closing segment, but Fox, I think the big takeaway for the listeners is that there is, and I wish I could talk about it, like you said, me and Peas knows what's going on. There is a big announcement coming up and a big thing that's going to happen, and I think it's something that people who listen to Time for the Show week after week after week, for them, this is going to be a big thing. And I know that's all I can say about it. But I wish I could say more. But there it is.
Everybody stay subscribe now. Bookmark Free Think Radio. Just like to remind everybody that we've been doing this show every Monday night at 10 p.m. for 4 years now, with regular updates in the chat. So just want to remind everybody that we do this show Monday nights at 10 for 4 years now. I understand that it might be hard to commit that to memory, but I don't care.
Goodbye. Goodbye from your favorite second choice, the Peas.
You've been listening to Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Labs. Find Find out more about hypercubism and don't think philosophy and what it can do for me at hypercubego.com. Subscribe to the show on youtube.com/hypercubego and listen every Monday at 10 at rethinkradio.com. Send your funny mail and letters and pictures and vague threats to P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. And you're welcome.